toate țările europene discută despre găsirea cele mai bune soluții ca să avem o apărare europeană mai puțin dependentă de Statele Unite. Indiferent de variantele care se analizează la nivelul blocului comunitar, un lucru este sigur, parteneriatul cu SUA rămâne prioritate pentru Uniunea Europeană. Sunt multe probleme de rezolvat, inclusiv tarifele nou impuse de administrația Trump, dar până la urmă asta fac partenerii. Discută, se înțeleg și merg mai departe. Martin Košatka este ambasadorul Cehiei la București și ne explică perspectiva țării sale asupra chestiunilor menționate. Sunt Cristina Cileacu, începe Pașaport diplomatic. Martin Košatka, Ambassador of Czech Republic in Bucharest, welcome to Diplomatic Passport.
Thank you for inviting me.
Ambassador, at the level of European Union, there is a big talk about our security and our defense, and each country is trying to find the best formula in order to involve all of us. What is the position of Czech Republic when it comes to the way Europe should secure itself?
Unfortunately, we do not live in easy times. The security situation is quite complex, and the European Union must react on that. For Czechia, NATO is still the cornerstone of our security, so we will rely on our membership in NATO and on Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It does not mean that the European Union should not strengthen its capabilities and to be a much more important player in this regard. I mean security. You have heard some ideas about creating a European army, but I do not think that we are at such a situation right now to really think seriously about establishment of a European army. Actually, nobody speaks, nobody proposes in Brussels creation of the European army. There are some thoughts about that, but if you look into European documents, there is nothing about European army. Actually, if you check the joint white paper on European defense readiness 2030, the European Commission and the High Representative for Foreign and Security Policy presented last month, there is nothing about European army. There is reassurance that the security and the responsibility for armed forces will always remain the responsibility of European nations. So we are speaking about reinforcement of European countries. My country supports reinforcement, strong reinforcement of the European pillar inside the NATO, because it will strengthen transatlantic links that are really important for my country, and it will reinforce the alliance as a whole.
There are also in these talks all sorts of ideas, and we know that we are dependent when it comes to security on United States. In the same time, we have to cover our security on our own. From the Czech Republic point of view, what is the best way to continue? Just by us? Is it possible? Or always we have to have, at least at some level, United States as the strongest partner we can have?
I think that we must do our best to keep United States interested in European affairs. They are the most important ally for Czechia, and will remain the same in future. It does not mean that we should not work on our autonomous capabilities in Europe as well, but we will continue to rely on our strategic partnership with the United States. The most important for the European nations is to take care much more about our defense industry, to spend more on our defense. For decades we have been relying on the United States, But it's an homework also for us to do much more for our defense. My country, our government tries to deliver in this regard. Last year we spent 2% of our GDP on defense, and recently the government has decided to continue in increasement of our defense spending gradually to reach 3% of GDP by 2030.
Speaking about money, of course, during these days, because we are getting closer to the end of the current budgetary exercise of European Union, and people in Brussels negotiate already the new budget for European Union. A big chunk of this budget will be for defense, of course, but can we have a big chunk of the budget for defense without affecting other areas that are important at the level of European Union, like social rights, like human rights, and a lot of other areas that also requires money, education?
I'm afraid that we have no other option than to invest in our defense because current situation is something we could not imagine. When I was joining the foreign service of my country 30 years ago, everything looked to be bright. We have overcome the communist regime. We were heading to the European Union, to NATO, and we did not expect to have any major war on the European continent. But look where we are at this moment. Behind our door there is a full-scale war Russia wages on Ukraine, and the European Union must react on that. So I'm afraid that we must invest in our defense, although we have other priorities in the budget of the European as well. Defense must be one of them.
Talking about Russia and the fact that 30 years ago the world was a different place, we had communism. Our countries had a lot of problems because of the former USSR. But in the same time we see that is a strong current that is supported by our politicians in Romania, in Czech Republic, when it comes to getting closer to Russia. How come the people in our countries that suffered a lot, and we have a long history of that suffering, don't really get the idea that Russia is not good for the future?
I don't think that this is a problem of so-called communist countries only. In all countries of the European Union we can see that populist parties are growing, anti-system parties as well. Russians are very good in taking advantage of the fact that in all countries you have people that are not happy about current situation, about the politicians. Speaking about my country, there are no openly pro-Russian parties at all, but of course there are populists like in other countries that can count on support of the Russian regime.
Your country is a big supporter of Ukraine in this illegal war that Russian Federation started. And now, since we talked about the European Union, there is this coalition of willing at the level of European Union in order to try to have a peacekeeping mission in Ukraine if a truce is going to be signed. Putting this aside, how long shall we support Ukraine? What is the Czech view?
I think that we must support Ukrainians if they wish to defend. I cannot imagine that we will tell Ukrainians, we do not want to support you anymore, because politicians speaking about peace, politicians criticizing the will of European countries to continue to support Ukraine, they only actually want to force Ukraine to surrender. Because if we really want peace in Eastern Europe, we must force Russia to stop and help Ukrainians to continue in their heroic defense. They are defending their country, they are defending their families. Every day Russians are killing innocent civilians on Ukrainian streets. We cannot tell them stop defending. We cannot tell them we will stop our support. It's our responsibility. It's not just about fair treatment of Ukrainians. It's moreover about our own security, because Ukrainians are defending us.
And when it comes to the European integration of Ukraine, it's another talk at the level of EU. Some countries, the majority of countries, are actually backing the access of both Republic of Moldova and Ukraine to European Union. But there are some countries in Europe that, let's just say, not direct opposing, but rather prefer not to have Ukraine and Moldova in our communitary bloc.
Czechia has always been a strong supporter of the EU enlargement, speaking about Western Balkans and now speaking about Eastern European countries as well. The situation is such in Eastern Europe that at this moment just Ukraine and Republic of Moldova are countries heading to the European Union. And my country strongly supports membership of these two countries in the European Union. Of course, they must meet necessary criteria like other countries aiming to join the European Union, but the door must be open for these two countries as well.
So if they don't meet the criteria, the fast forward lane should not be available for these countries?
It would be a problem for the two countries as well, because they must be ready for the membership. Otherwise, it would complicate the economic functioning of the country very, very much.
And since you mentioned economy, we have now the biggest issue in front of us, the US tariffs. We are in a pause right now. The US administration decided that the tariffs they want to impose to European Union are going to be restrained for 90 days. How shall we work with an administration that actually wants more money, considering the fact that till now they give us more money?
Give us more money. This is the question. This is the question because, of course, the United States is unhappy about the imbalance in trade. But if we speak about services, the situation is quite different. My country is really unhappy about the current situation, definitely, because we think that we must avoid any spiral of protectionist measures, because just our enemies and rivals would benefit from such problems between the European Union and the United States. My government has clearly said that it was a big mistake of the Trump administration to impose tariffs on the European Union and on other countries as well. We think that our economic development, the world economic development in last decades has been based on globalization and tariff-free regimes. So we would like to return to this trend in the world economy. For Czechia, the United States is a very, very important trade partner, one of the most important ones. We have very balanced trade with the United States, and we would like to continue in this trade with the United States. Any US sanctions would hit very much our trade with the United States. It's not about bilateral trade only. It's about, let's say, car industry as well, because we have very strong car industry sector in my country. It's not about cars being produced in Czechia that are not exported to the United States. It's about car parts being produced in my country there that are exported to almost all European car producers. US tariffs are very, very bad for economic development of my country. So we definitely support efforts of the European Commission to have talks with the United States to solve the situation, because we think that tariffs will not help not only the European economy, but also the American economy and the global economic either.
If this situation is not solved, the European Union will be probably forced to go towards other markets, and China is one of those markets. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Your country has a specific relation with China, let's call it like this.
I don't think that this tariff situation will change dramatically our trade with China. And I don't speak about Czechia only, but in general about the European Union, because the situation will remain the same. On one hand, we have the second biggest world economy, China. Everybody would like to do business with. But on the other hand, we have concerns. The first one is that Chinese trade practices are not always fair. We know about the huge subsidies for Chinese companies, because the Chinese government would like to reach primacy, and if not primacy, even supremacy, at least in some areas. So this is something we must think about when we are doing business with China. And there are also security concerns, of course, doing business with China. And I don't mean only some data collection in China. I speak about our total dependence on China. Look at our green agenda here in Europe. We wanted to build some European industry to become an important exporter of green technologies. And what is the situation at this moment? We are closing coal industry here in Europe, and we are importing photovoltaic panels, almost all of them from China. So we are getting dependent too much on China. And I'm not mentioning critical mineral resources. That is another problem.
You are ambassador in Romania, and you arrived here almost 1 year ago. What is the mission of Czech Republic in Romania through you?
Like every embassy in a friendly country, the mission of our embassy is to promote political, economic, cultural relations, to support tourism, generally people-to-people contacts, nothing surprising. But of course I arrived 8 months ago with some priorities. Actually there are 5 of them. The first one is to face up together the Russian expansionism, because for us Romania is a key ally in the region of Black Sea. The second priority is to cooperate more closely in the European Union. The third one is to work together supporting Republic of Moldova. Fourth one is to foster economic and trade cooperation between the two countries. For us, Romania is the most important trade partner in southeastern Europe.
You have a lot of investments in Romania.
And a lot of investment from Czechia. I don't think that
the other way around. It's less.
I don't think that people are aware of the importance of Czech investments here in Romania, because Czech companies, you can meet them every day on the streets. Our companies are in many sectors, in energy sector, in pharmaceutical, in agricultural sector. Czech companies are even in sports betting sector. We are everywhere. So this is something the embassy is supporting. And the fifth priority, of course, is to continue in our support of the Czech community here in Romania.
Ambassador, thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
Atât pentru astăzi, dar rămânem în continuare online pe pagina de Facebook a emisiunii și pe conturile noastre de X și Instagram. Revenim cu subiecte noi din lumea diplomației și a politicii externe, vinerea viitoare de la 11:30 și în reluare sâmbătă după miezul nopții. La revedere!